This is the Iowa Weather Report for Wednesday, February 5th, 2014. And now our first look at the Zero-Z GFS model run. This is at noon today. We have the energy with a bit of a trough moving through the eastern Great Lakes. That's taking the snowstorm that came through last night into early this morning. That'll shift it off into the Great Lakes in the northeast. It'll be fairly cold. The wind will be blowing. There'll be some blowing snow around. Highs will be in the single digits and teens, likely falling to near zero by evening, and then way below zero by Thursday morning. We'll see lows in the teens below zero, mostly in the state. Highs will struggle into the single digits with plenty of sunshine around, a few clouds here and there. Friday morning will also be fairly cool, or fairly cold. Lows below zero across the state. Maybe urban areas could squeak out zero, but highs, single digits and teens across the area by this point here on Friday as we start to warm up just ever so slightly. But another storm system looks to come through here on Saturday. This could bring us some light snow or some flurries. The heaviest snow looks to be across the northern and maybe northeastern counties of the state Saturday into Saturday night. Sunday, that's off to the east into the Great Lakes in the mid-Atlantic and northeast. We have another system off into the plains. That'll be kind of scooting to the south and east of the state. Could scrape southwestern Iowa with a little bit of snow Sunday night and early Monday. Otherwise, it still remains fairly unseasonal for this time of the year. Highs in the teens to near 20, lows in the single digits above zero. High pressure moves back overhead on Tuesday, so Tuesday morning could be quite cold, maybe below zero again in some areas, especially in the northern half of the state. Any precipitation will be along the Gulf Coast into the Tennessee River Valley. And you can see a week from today, you can see the flow still somewhat zonal. It's a bit wavy. There is a bit of a northwesterly flow coming out of southern Canada, not from the Arctic, I might add. So that's going to keep the temperatures fairly temperate. Highs in the teens, 20s, lows in the single digits to the lower teens. Any precipitation along the Gulf Coast, maybe a little just to our north and over the Pacific Northwest. Going into the extended period, February the 16th, pretty good shortwave and trough moving across the East Coast. Still fairly zonal as the flow is mainly out of the west from the Pacific, and that's going to keep the temperatures fairly uniform. We'll have some fairly strong winds. If this is right out of the southwest, it could be quite breezy. That could boost temperatures maybe into the 30s or maybe even higher if this is right, but we still got a ways to wait for this. At the end of the forecast, February the 20th, we have one piece of energy moving across the Appalachians into the east. We have another moving near International Falls. Bit of a ridge in the south and west. We've seen this pattern before, the northwesterly flow, which means clipper systems again. We have one moving through the northern tier of the country. We have a system off the east coast, or along the east coast, so it could get fairly active around the middle of the month. Satellite image from last evening, it's fairly active right now. We had a storm system. You can see kind of a spin over Kansas. That'll be lifting east and northeastward. See some showers and a little bit of thundery activity across the Tennessee River Valley down into the south. The watch warning map from last evening shows the winter weather issues, winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings from the plains eastward into New England, some ice storm warnings around Cincinnati, and some freezing rain advisories in Virginia. QPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days through Sunday evening at 6 o'clock, showing most of this precipitation will occur through this morning, with very little maybe by Saturday, which could add up to maybe an inch of snow or so.